Run from it, dread it, destiny arrives all the same.
What are you talking about, Grant?
I don't know, Coop. It's the last show. I was just trying something new, but I don't really like it. Let me restart.
Okay.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Grant Shearer, and besides me is, words cannot describe him, Mr. Coop Hannon.
Well, thank you so much, Grant. Last show you really went all out there, and I love it. I really do. As for you viewers, you are going to love this season finale of RunitBack.
That's right, Coop, and we've got a good one to end on. Lots of different topics today.
Yeah, true that. Grant, did you happen to watch the Kentucky Derby this past weekend?
Why, yes, I did, Coop. What a race from sovereignty. I know some people who got some cash when he won.
Oh, okay. Of course, we're rooting for journalism, but wow, what a race,
All right, Coop. Jumping off our high horse, the baseball team had a pretty rough weekend.
Yeah, it was a tough time against Cincinnati, losing all 3 of the games. Really just not a good look.
You could definitely say they had a bad time. But on the other hand, I know Ben's happy. The Golden Knights beat the Wild in a very entertaining series.
Oh, yeah. A lot of hockey games went down over the weekend. The Stars also moving on to the next round. But the Lakers, a team probably in Cancun right now, they lost to the Timberwolves.
Rough looks there, Coop. Really sorry for you, but you know what can make it better?
Ice cream?
Not yet, Coop. After the show. But in the meantime, let's just run it back and get this thing started.
Hey.
Coop, the Hawks were hot, but dang, the series versus Cincinnati was bad. I'm talking real bad.
Some would actually use the word horrendous. Staying on the diamond, the softball team, they got swept too.
What makes it even worse is coming up, the softball team is heading to the Big 12 tournament on Wednesday.
Man, Grant, this show is starting pretty negative. KU Sports has had a decent year too, though.
Yeah, and Attica will be turning our frowns upside down and showing us the top 5 KU plays from this last year.
Now that's what I'm talking about. But first, Trevor, what you got?
Fellas, not seeing you at the desk next Monday is going to leave an empty feeling in my heart. The Kansas softball team, however, has had a rough close to the season, filled with both the ups and downs. After getting swept by UCF in the final series of the season, the Jayhawks enter the Big 12 tournament with a lot to prove. There were bright spots this past weekend, however, with both Olivia Bruno and September Flanagan recording doubles in the second game of the series in what was an extra innings thriller. Not to mention, almost the entire team was able to record a hit, which was a good boost after the bats had gone cold down the stretch, reaching the worst of it during a one game of the series when UCF pitcher Isabella Vega threw a no-hitter against the Jayhawks. The last game, although it was a loss, left Kansas with hope, after Olivia Bruno was able to hit one deep for her 12th home run of the season, tying her career record. The Jayhawks shortly followed it up with Emma Tatum launching her 4th home run of the season. April has been their most competitive month on record, with the highlight being scoring 19 runs on a Kansas City team who had been hot before matching up against the Jayhawks. Even better for the Jayhawks, the Big 12 tournament is coming up soon and their hopes are high. The Jayhawks have performed slightly better on the road, boasting a 9-7 record away to just a 3-10 record at home. One last major point to highlight is that Kansas has been able to turn 14 double plays over the season, which shows defensively that Kansas has an infield that can be a force to reckon with. With their last top 25 win coming against Oklahoma State in late April, it's safe to say the Jayhawks have definitely been a solid team down the stretch, with only one inconsistency: their bats. If Kansas can put together consistent and quality at bats, don't be surprised if the Jayhawks can make a run in the Big 12 tournament. Both finishing the regular season under 500, as well as only winning 6 conference games all season. If the Jayhawks want to have any chance of playing past mid-May, for the Big 12 tournament, this is a must-win for them. The tournament starts Wednesday and goes until Saturday, so make sure to tune in. But that's enough for me. Hey Emmett, what's the latest on the KU baseball team?
Thanks, Trevor. I'm fortunate to see a tough weekend for the Lady Jayhawks. Now keeping it on the mound and talking baseball, the Jayhawks didn't have a much better weekend as they would host Cincinnati in a 3-game series. However, the Jayhawks did have a bit of momentum coming into this game, as this past Tuesday they would pick up a huge win against their big rival Missouri. With that 9-3 win, the Jayhawks would extend their win streak to 9 and also pick up their 36th win, the most in a season since 2009. The Jayhawks would kick off the Cincinnati series Friday, and this would be the start of a downfall for them. It was a slow start for both teams, but Dominic Vagel got the start for the Hawks and was holding his own throughout the first 7 innings, only allowing 1 run and 2 hits along with 8 strikeouts. It was the 8th inning where things would get going for the Bearcats. The Jayhawks were up 2-1, but with 2 on base, Cincinnati's Jack Natili would nail a 3-run homer and take the lead of 4-2. After that, the Bearcats would never look back when the 9th inning rolled around and Cincinnati's Landon Vidorek would hit a 2-run homer and another run would come in, which would secure a 7-2 win. Saturday was a much better game, filled with a ton of runs. The first 5 runs were spaced out with the Hawks hitting some in a few innings and the Bearcats getting them back in others. But the fun really began in the 7th inning when the Jayhawks and Bearcats would trade 4 runs each, and just like that, it was all tied up at 9 going into the 8th inning. However, this is where it got concerning for the Jayhawks. Cincinnati would rally to get 5 runs behind Carrington Cross smoking a 3-run homer and taking the lead 14-11 heading into the 9th inning. It looked rough for the Hawks, as in the bottom of the 9th, they were sitting with 2 outs and looking for a prayer. Dario Sara had the answer when he would hit a game-tying 3-run homer to send it to extra innings.
And there's a big fly to left. Swung on and belted at the track, at the wall. That ball is gone. It's a home run for Dariel Osorio. Fitzmagic alive and well in the bottom of the 9th.
An unreal shot, but unfortunately, it was put down when Cincinnati's day, it was just theirs again. In extra innings, the Bearcats would get their get-back by scoring 4 runs and holding the Hawks to 0, winning it 18-14. Sunday would be the final day of the series, and Kansas was hoping to do one thing, get a win in their own territory. Unfortunately for the Jayhawks, it was just one of those days. No one could really get anything going, and it just wasn't their best performance. Cincinnati would stay hot and dominate this game, winning 13-4 and leaving Lawrence undefeated. For Kansas, they head to Missouri tomorrow, hoping to get back in the win column and take down their rivals. That game kicks off at 6 p.m. Central Time on the SEC Network. But for now, Atticai's got us with the top 5 plays of the year. Atticai, what's that first play looking like?
Thanks, Emmett. With the year coming to a close, KU Sports has had some great moments. And in this segment, we'll be running it back to see the top 5 KU plays of the year. Now, with so many stellar sports to choose from, it was difficult to narrow the list down, but in the end, I had to choose the top 5 plays that showcase the most skill while also carrying heavy weight. Without further ado, here's my top 5. First up, we have a Devin Neal screen pass 51 yards to the house against Colorado. It would be his first score of the day of 4, and along with that, he would have 287 yards. This was a must-win for KU as they were in their final home game at Arrowhead Stadium, senior night, Devin Neal's last game. He got the scoring going early, and they would take down Colorado with their Heisman winner, Travis Hunter. Second up, we have Anabanjo and Davis with a huge block to win the 4th set against in-state rivals K-State in women's volleyball. KU was down 2-1 in this game, and this block sealed their comeback to tie the game at 2-2. They would go on to win the 5th set with ease and take home an easy win against the in-state rivals K-State Wildcats to stay undefeated in the Big 12 and win their first of 2 games in the Dillon Sunflower Showdown. Third, we have Sophie Daw. She would punt to Sage Wimes and get an assist up to Lexi Watts to seal the win against West Virginia in the Big 12 tournament quarterfinals in a double overtime thriller. Daw had only given up 2 goals in the 4 games in the tournament, and Watts had led the attack all season, and it all came together for a beautiful play to seal the deal here in Kansas City. At number 2, it was against Iowa State when the men's basketball team needed a win after a bad blown lead to Baylor. They were up 21, had lost that game. Iowa State was in town. Harris would get the steal, tap it over to Hunter Dickinson, who got it to Diggy Coy, and KJ Adams slammed it down for that half-court lob. Big-time momentum builder for the Jayhawks, and they would go on to topple number 8 Iowa State. And at number 1, KU baseball has had some stellar moments this year, but we're taking it all the way back to their home opener. Going into the bottom of the 9th, the Jayhawks would find themselves down 8-6, And while Dickens tied the game with a 2-run homer early in the inning, it was Daryl Osorio who hit the grand slam to take it home. This win would be the catalyst for the uprise of KU baseball. They would go on to win 36 wins in this season, which would tie a program record set in 2009, and it would just start that uprise of KU baseball and breaking fan attendance records. It's been a great season for them, and this really kicked it off and got momentum rolling. Now, thank you guys for running it back through the highlights of the year with me, and good luck to all those spring sports still in progress. Up next, we'll have a little football spending spree, an update on the MLB as they head into their season and NHL playoff action, and finally a trip across the pond to check out European football. You're watching Run It Back.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
You know, this time of year, pro sports, they're coming over from all directions. They got playoff basketball, playoff hockey, baseball's all in, and I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Soccer, the world's biggest sport, even if I think football is better.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Hey, but soccer can be just such a snooze fest. I do hear Jack will be covering it, though, with Ryan Reynolds' Wrexham team, and I have to say I do love Ryan Reynolds, so that should be pretty entertaining.
Well, you know what I love, Coop? I love cash. And right now, I don't have a lot of it, only around $15. So how can I build the best NFL lineup? Jude, Case, help me out.
Thanks, Grant and Coop. I am here with Jude and Olivier, and what better two people to talk about the NFL than you guys? You guys have been going through your mock drafts, obviously, taking the players that you like and who you see the best fit. But we got a little bit of something different here. We're going to build our perfect lineup with the $15 that we have. To start off, Olivier, who do you got first?
I'm going to take Josh Allen here with the first pick. He's the second best player in the NFL. He sees the field super well. He can make any throw, and he'll run you over too.
Absolutely.
I like Josh Allen. Do it all.
Yeah, Josh Allen. We mentioned the quarterback is the perfect position, but I'm going to go with a little bit of a different pick. I'm going to take value. Give me Sam Laporta. He has been a terrific tight end for Detroit. Overall, he's on the upcline. That's why I like him.
Yeah,
who do you got next?
A little bit of a slow second season, but I respect the pick. I'm going to take what I think is the biggest positional advantage on this board, and that's Saquon Barkley for $5. The gap between 4 and 5, Jahmyr Gibbs, I think there's no bigger gap here. Give me Saquon. He willed the Eagles through the playoffs.
Absolutely. And you got a snake draft, so you're up next.
I'm going to go with another home run hitter. $5. Give me Justin Jefferson. There's not a world that I want to live in where Justin Jefferson is not on my team, and we're going to keep that consistent here. So,
off the boards right away. And as Olivier was saying, the quarterback position is so valuable. That's why I'm going to take Lamar Jackson, obviously a dual threat quarterback, if not the best dual threat quarterback in the NFL. The 2-time MVP, I want him on my team.
I would too, if I didn't have Josh Allen. Next up, I'm going to go with Derrick Henry for $2. I just think that's an incredible value. The man does not age. He's still hitting people with stiff arms and going for 60 yards. So I'll take him. And then I'll go to Nico Collins also for $2. I just think he's a stud. He missed some time with injury last year. Otherwise, I do not think he'd be available for $2 here. He's a true X. I love him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to go ahead and stay on that receiver train. I'm going to go with the Texas guy, CeeDee Lamb. Obviously, a little bit of a biased pick for me, but he has been, without a doubt, one of the best receivers in the NFL. Pairing him alongside Lamar Jackson's going to give me a lot of leverage. Jude, who you got?
So I got my snake. I got my back-to-back here. I'm going to go get my 2 value guys. I'm going to take Brian Thomas Jr. out of LSU and Jacksonville, pair him with Justin Jefferson. I believe he finished 4th in PPR scoring last year as a rookie, as a wide receiver. He's going to be the perfect complement to Jets. And then I'm also going to go with Trey McBride, an elite inline blocker and also a receiving threat.
Great season this past
year. Great year, and he's going to fit really well with my team. So,
absolutely, and I'm going to stay on that Texas train with me up next. I'm going to go with Bijan Robinson from Atlanta. Obviously, Michael Penix is a young quarterback. I think they're going to give the ball to him a lot, and he's a great power back. I mean, very shifty as well in the backfield. He's overall one of the best running backs. That's why I like him.
Love that pick. I'm going to go with $6 left for a tight end and a receiver, I'll take A.J. Brown and T.J. Hawkinson. A.J. Brown gives me another big, nasty vertical receiver. And then T.J. Hawkinson, someone who can stretch the seam. He's really hard to tackle. I think I've got a big physical offense, and that's how we're going to win.
Absolutely. What a great pick. And with my last one, I'm going to go ahead and take Jackson Smith in Jigba. Scored 7 touchdowns on my high school. I can't really argue against that. But Jude, who do you got next?
I only have one position left, and I only have $1 left. Give me Jaden Daniels at the quarterback position for $1. I think that's a great bargain. He had a really good playoff run, and I'm excited to see what he can do next year. Continuing kind of with the LSU theme, wasn't on purpose, but I'm happy with my team. Really versatile guys. So that's what we got for our $15 Build Your Lineup. And now let's send it over to Coop and Brewer for some more NLB coverage.
Thanks, Jude and Olivier. Well, we are now in the month of May. That means a full month of baseball has happened. Tyler, let's hear those winners and losers.
Yeah, Coop, I got to start it off with the NL Central. I'm talking about my guy, Brendan Donovan. He's 4th in the MLB right now with batting average. He's playing great baseball for the Cardinals. They're my team, so it's really fun to see a utility player like Brendan Donovan who can do everything defensively, putting it together at the plate too. What a great player he is. He's going to be getting paid real soon.
Getting paid. Okay, well, it's still early, only a month in, so we'll see if he actually can continue that reign of terror. Sticking with the NL Central, I have the Cubs and really just that whole roster as winners.
Coop. I'll give it to you. The Cubs are playing good baseball right now, but they're peaking way too early. You just saw that Shota just got injured. That's going to be – there's only more people getting injured right now for the Cubs.
I'm worried about their pitching staff. Yes, Steele already was out for the year, and now Shota's injured. However, Ben Brown is a sneaky little arm I could see end up getting figured out. I think they got Cade Horton on the coming up soon.
In a division like the NL Central, you need your guys to stay healthy right now, and that has not fared well for the Cubs. We know from last year they don't have a lot of bullpen depth. If their starters get hurt and can't go a lot of innings,
but they got new arms. Ryan
trouble.
Presley to come in as the closer. He's been electric. I mean, they're winning. And I think they're going to continue that winning, but let's switch it over to the AL Central. Let me hear that loser.
Yeah, my loser out of the AL Central has got to be the Royals. Unfortunately, the Royals are not playing to expectations right now. It's not going well for them. I will say they had a good game against the Orioles, or I guess we're hitting a lot of home runs, something they hadn't done all season. But in a competitive AL Central, the Royals are not getting it done. I think they're 3 games back right now from the lead.
I mean, you see guys like Vinny, Bobby, he's doing solid, but he's not doing anything crazy like we saw last year. They definitely need to pick it up. But the winner I got in the AL Central, the Detroit Tigers.
Gonna have to agree with you there, Coop.
Yeah.
The Tigers
can't argue it.
They have a great rotation. They got a good little lineup, and I think even Javi Baez is starting to play a little bit better, which is a big thing. I thought that was impossible before this season.
Honestly, I would never expect Javi Baez to come back and play center field. He just robbed a home run against the Angels, who was actually kind of
Hey, you know what, though? Victor Scott's home run on Juan Soto was a lot better, too.
I mean, anytime Juan Soto gets robbed, it's a great day to be a baseball fan. But, that's all we have today for our MLB winners and losers. Thank you, and continue watching this show.
Thank you, Coop and Tyler. The first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs blew through like a storm. Big goals, overtime thrillers, and season-ending heartbreak. And as the dust settles, round 2 begins, but we're going to be looking back at the 3 games that defined the chaos. Number 3, Toronto Maple Leafs versus Ottawa Senators, Game 6. The Battle of Ontario lived up to the hype, and the Leafs closed out the series in 6 games, but not without drama. Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews led the charge, combining for multiple points to seal a 4-2 victory. Toronto's core 4 finally delivered when it mattered most, advancing to the second round with momentum. Number 2, Dallas Stars versus Colorado Avalanche, Game 7. Now, I've been saying this is going to be one of the best series, and it lived up to that. The Stars go down 2-0 entering the 3rd period. The Stars need a hero. Enter Mikko Ratman. Facing his former team, Ratman scored a 3rd period hat trick, including the game winner, to complete the comeback and eliminate the Avalanche 4-2. Dallas moves on, and coach Pete DeBoer improves to a perfect 9-0 in Game 7s. And number 1, the Winnipeg Jets versus St. Louis Blues Game 7. In one of the most dramatic finishes in playoff history, the Jets trailed 3-1 with under 2 minutes left, and Cole Perfetti scored with just 2.2 seconds remaining to tie it. And then Adam Lowry netted the double overtime winner. Let's watch this craziness.
Forwards for Peon. Peon shoots, score! The Jets win it on the deflection. The Winnipeg Jets will move on to face the Dallas Stars.
Winnipeg completes the comeback, advancing to face Dallas in the next round. Now from the ice to the pitch, Jack, what is going on with Wrexham?
Thanks, Ben. Switching it over to the soccer pitch, and one of the most unique sporting moments is unfolding right underneath our eyes. 2 weeks ago, with a 3-0 win for Wrexham AFC, it marked history. If you think Wrexham sounds familiar, it's because they probably do. Wrexham is the oldest professional team in Wales and the third oldest professional football club in the world. And although this might not ring a bell, it will play a vital role. 4 years ago, the club was struggling in the 5th tier of English football and facing financial struggles. And that was when the club was bought by Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. The famous Hollywood duo purchased Wrexham for around £2 million back in 2021 with the idea to bring the iconic club back to the top. In 2022, the duo created a hit docuseries called Welcome to Wrexham. The show follows the actors as they take over the club and attempt to revive it. The show garnered attention across the globe and made Wrexham a household name among soccer fans. But there was still one problem. The club wasn't at the top. In order for Wrexham to reach the pinnacle of English football, they needed to gain promotion to the Premier League. The Premier League is the top professional soccer league in England and regarded as the best in the entire world. But back in 2022, Wrexham was playing in the National League, which sat in the 5th division of English football. When Reynolds and McElhenney bought the club back in 2021, they had to back it financially. The owners made smart investments and calculated risks. They knew the only way they could revive the club was by putting money into it, and the investments paid off. Wrexham was promoted to the 4th division, the EFL League 2, back in 2023, and wasted no time receiving another promotion for the 2nd consecutive season in 2024. This year, the Red Dragons were playing in the EFL League 1 and had a chance to do something that has never been done before in the history of English football: receive back-to-back-to-back promotions. 2 weeks ago, history was made with a 3-0 win at home. Wrexham will be playing in the 2nd division next season and will look to punch their ticket to the Premier League for the first time in the club's history. Without the passionate fans and the financial backing from some of Hollywood's biggest stars, who knows where Wrexham would be today. If you're interested in following Wrexham's journey, Season 4 of Welcome to Wrexham premieres May 15th on FX. This season has been full of wild stories across the world of sports, but Wrexham might have the best of them all. After the break, the All Access crew has some highlights from throughout the year, and Ben has a sentimental surprise to wrap up our semester.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
You know, Coop, my favorite part of Run It Back, besides all the lovely people on the show, was the AA, the All Access.
A true work of art, the AA has brought us much joy and laughter throughout the show. Grant, what was your favorite AA?
You know, mine was definitely the first one, the track and field challenge. I'm telling you, I have never been that winded before.
Still was impressive, though. I mean, I used to fake being injured just so I didn't have to run the mile back in school. I mean, I don't know how you just run like that for free.
Well, Coop, don't leave me hanging. What was your favorite?
All right. Yeah, I would have to say the 9 squared challenge. I mean, who wouldn't want to eat 9 hot dogs during a Major League Baseball game, you know?
Any sane person. Seriously, I haven't eaten another hot dog since. But you know what they say, Coop? All good things must come to an end.
Well, we still have some of the show left, Grant, so technically it is not over yet.
Yes, we're not done quite yet. We've got a real tearjerker coming, but up first, the All Access top moments. Roll it.
Why are we walking?
Well, we have 100 and a lap left. And I'm running the whole thing. Let's go.
Oh.
That's the tee box over there.
Y'all know. Wow. Now what a year of all access. Thank you to everyone who was a part of these. You guys were the real story. Now, one last time since Trevor won't say it anymore. From the track, to the field, to the couch, to the course, and to the court, Run It Back All Access was giving you guys the behind-the-scenes view you won't get anywhere else. Now, up next, I've got my tissues. Ben, let's see the Run It Back recap.
My name is Jack Kenna. My name is Jacob Johnson.
My name is Tyler Brewer.
My name is Cal Butcher. I am the director of Media Crossroads.
Hi, I'm Grace Alberts.
Hi, yeah, I'm Jaden Hill.
Hi, my name is Katie Acosta.
My name is Case Spears.
Hi, I'm Caroline Spaeth.
My name is Bianca Fazio.
My name is Benjamin Vasco.
My favorite memory from Run It Back is doing all the fun segments that Tyler lets me do, thank you. And the softball team last semester was really fun.
Great. I'm getting mic'd up. Yeah. How do I do this? Clip this to your belt loop and then put the cord through.
And I produced Run It Back the first semester, and producing Run It Back has been one of the favorite things that I've done in the journalism school. I think it was really cool to have such a creative and collaborative team, and it made my job really easy. And it made me excited about producing in the future. I've actually, through this, learned that I like producing more than actually being an anchor or a reporter on a show, and it actually encouraged me to start my own show this semester, the Crimson Chat. So it's been really amazing to work with all the wonderful people on Run It Back, and definitely my favorite thing I've done so far.
My favorite memory with Run It Back has probably just got to be hanging out with everyone outside of the show. It's really fun to get to know everybody and kind of hang out with them outside of the professional setting that we set during the show. And going from an anchor to a producer was made pretty easy by the producer before me, Jaden Hill. She kind of laid the foundation, so we had like a good base of what we wanted to do, and it allowed me and Case to be able to kind of experiment with some things. So
I think the thing about Run It Back this year, well, every year Run It Back, the crew changes, and so it's a mix of beginners and people who already know what they're doing. And I think it's been really fun this year to see the growth of a crew that came in somewhat as beginners to what they do. I have always been impressed by the two producers, Case and Tyler. They work tirelessly on this, and I don't know that you always see them coming in on Monday mornings to do what they do just to get ready for Monday afternoon.
And my favorite moment for Run It Back was probably all of the times that the crew hung out outside of the studio. KAB was really fun, even though we didn't get to watch the Royals game. But we all just got to spend time together, and I think that was the best part.
And my favorite memory on Run It Back was covering all the basketball games and going to KAB, just being able to hang out with everyone and watch all the speakers.
And I think my favorite memory of Run It Back is just meeting all my friends. And I have such a nice, tight-knit friend group just because I was on Run It Back. And I think that's the greatest thing that came out of it. Another thing is, making all my packages short and sweet.
My favorite memory of Run It Back is taking all the guys out to the high school football games to film them. And my second favorite memory is obviously being the defending champion of the Run It Back game show. So yeah, those are my two favorite memories.
And I would say that my favorite memory about being in Run It Back is getting the opportunity to develop a squad with everyone, especially with Tyler, to see where everyone has grown so far from where they started in Run It Back, and to develop their skills in becoming a broadcaster, to kind of be one of the leaders in front of that. It was an incredible honor, and I couldn't be more proud of the group that we had.
My favorite memory of being on Run It Back was getting to meet so many cool different J-School people and just, coming together every week, whether it was doing intramural softball or, our crazy pitch meetings or just being in the studio. I had so much fun getting to know everybody and connecting over sports and just life here at KU.
And probably my favorite memory was doing intramural softball and being catcher and just jamming out with the crew on the sidelines for it. Yeah. Perfect.
Go! Hey, that's getting down. That's getting down. Go two. Get two. Hold. Oh, yeah. Get four. Get four.
I'm not starting it.
Well, Coop, I don't want to say it.
Well, we're going to have to finish this thing eventually.
Yeah, I know. It was an amazing year. We touched on so many different topics, and all along the way, you guys got to sit and deal with me and Coop here.
Oh, Grant, they're going to miss us. I mean, who's going to give them their weekly sports update?
I don't know, maybe like ESPN or Fox Sports. Definitely not as entertaining as us, though.
No. Well, it was just an entertaining year, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And that was thanks to our amazing reporters and our behind-the-scenes workers that made every show run smoothly. We want to thank you, yes, you guys, for an amazing year.
Really made our job 10 times easier for sure.
Coop, I'm going to miss sitting here and cracking one too many jokes that our producers either don't like or understand.
Mama!
Another one. But in all seriousness, what a semester we had.
Truthfully, Grant, I kind of just feel like you're starting to repeat yourself a little bit here.
Well, I just don't want it to end.
I know. Well, who says it has to?
That's right. Run It Back will be back next year after summer break with a whole new crew, probably less funny than we are, to give you guys the latest and best sports news.
Until then, stay safe, enjoy the sun, and as always, run it back.